All right. So, well, welcome to NFP session, a special edition. It's really nice to see NFP is trading with confirmations from the higher time frames, like for example the 4-hour here. What do you have from previous data? Since the daily outlook, something that I was paying. Oh, and this is a little disclaimer here. We don't need to take a trade today. It's a no-brainer. You don't need to trade fundamentals. When the fundamentals are happening, anything can happen. Slippage can be madness. 20 pips, 30 pips. You'll be surprised how the slippage work when these fundamentals happen. So you don't need to trade specifically the news. Whipsaws to the upside, whipsaws to the downside can take you, in no time. We don't have a specific direction at this point based. Then this area right here was the support, and this is the confirmation support, and this candle rejected completely previous areas of rejection. So the weekly candle here, the weekly candle still showing some sort of a downside move. It's really nice the way that these weekly candles is formed at this point. I think, and this is the main idea, that I had a pullback to the 85, and then 85 acting as a prime entries for that continuation to retest these lows right here, with a possible scenario from London session. Now, from London session, that's the weekly, and this is the daily. The daily already pulled up some liquidity from here. This area, I need to trust this rejection with, if I had to trust someone here, will be this rejection. Why? Because this rejection is happening slightly lower than the previous one. So that means the price, yes, can easily go back and retest even higher than this, but we have a structure in the middle of this area right here. We have areas of contentions. What are the areas of contention we have? Well, plain and simple. In this area right here, you have an area of contention. All this area right here is an area of contention. Is it worth it? Risk it for the biscuit at the 85, 86 level toward that 90 at least, 40 pips, 40, 42, 43, 70 pips, whatever. Do you really want to go to on the stress of counter trending a weekly candle that is looking like this, looking for this specific move? Why not waiting for the news to happen and then later start trading if this candle is showing rejection? Remember, it's really rare, very rare, that we will have a push, a straight push, and not pullbacks. If the push happen, this is quite dangerous. If the push happen and price goes all the way up to here and you fail to secure it, immediately it's pulling liquidity anywhere from this area, from the 90, from the 90 area. At this point, I will think that the 90 needs to hold pretty strong somewhere here. It will need as a form of key level, and as a form of a structure in the market, the 1890 needs to hold pretty strong at that point for the news. So a heavy push to the 90, liquidity grab from that 90, but don't think it's gonna be an easy one trying to this weekly candle going to retest this high. Instead of trying, for example, buying in here or buying in this area right here, aiming for the 90, 92, 93, I can easily wait until that weekly candle start forming something like this, for example, start doing something like this. This is the bearish candle, so the continuation to the downside, I will say, is a must. There's a huge chance on that weekly candle to close bearish today. So I don't do anything trading in this level toward this area. I don't do anything trading in that area toward this area overall. This area right here, for me, is not worth it to risk it in that specific area. Now, if that candle is pulling liquidity from that area and you see that candle is doing something like this, go for it, because at that point, all this liquidity, and it can be fishy, but all this liquidity from the downside, the moment that candle is turning bullish in here and giving you a break above the 93, I think it was the 1903, somewhere here is the level that we had previous resistance yesterday. At that point, yeah, there's no doubt that at least you price will retest the 1910, and at that point, if that weekly candle is grabbing liquidity like this, for example, like looking like this, for example, at that point, when that weekly candle is doing something like this, I have no doubt that weekly candle can easily close something like this to the 1920, you know, toward this area or to the areas of previous rejections on the weeklies. So be mindful, open your eyes and see the things before they happen. I don't like the idea of buys today for the simple fact that rejection we have from yesterday daily candle. So for me, it's a must waiting for pullbacks to the 80, it was a must waiting for pullbacks to the 85, and then 85 giving me some sort of rejections or a possible fake out. The 4-hour candles here, why the 4-hour candles are quite fishy at this point? Because this is your confirmation of support. It's coming from strong areas of rejection. So, but it's fishy that this candle didn't have a top wick, and London session is just basically breaking, respecting, you know, that its own low. Max pullback. If you want to see upside today, remember this 4-hour candle at some point can easily retest the low of its of that area right there. And the easiest one for me, if it's breaking that low, I will try to do something in this area right here, having probably a stop like 30 pips or so, somewhere here, and give it a try to that candle, because if that candle doesn't respect its own low, most likely is grabbing the liquidity from this key level right here. And the moment that candle is going like this, it won't stop so easily. In my opinion, we have a huge chance to retest this area overall, the 1880, 1885 at least, all this area, toward this area right here. That will be ideal for me going to retest this area. And in this area, the weekly candle at that point will be closing, you know, something like this, for example. That weekly candle will be closing like this, and that's pretty much it. I won't be expecting so much of a continuation on the news, on the fundamentals. The news can whipsaw to the upside and to the downside, and the move can be short-lived. The first option is sells. That's, you know, in my opinion, in my case, will be a must, looking for sells. Where the sells? Well, you know, easily below this area, below that 80, having a 5-minute candle closing below that 80, leaving a nice wick from the upside. Then you have this option overall after the news that happens, something like this. But other than that, you know, can be really really nasty today, because price can easily whip to the upside, whips to the downside, and short-lived based on how the weekly candle's looking so far. If the weekly candle was a strong bearish with the body of the candle closing here or behaving in this area, I will try to go for sells no matter what. But in this case, the weekly candle is, you know, is basically, it can easily end like this at the end of the day. So whips out to the downside, whips up to the upside, and then in that specific area. We will have more information later on. You know, currently in the lower time frames here, this is the area you need to pay attention. Plenty of rejections, same thing that you have before in this area right here. Remember from last night. Let me delete this. So the same thing that you had from last night, the same may happen in this area right here. Having a candle today is a little bit crazier because it's the news, but having a body of the candle closing below this area, then this high over here, overall will be the area that you need to see price respecting overall. But you know, that's pretty much what I'm expecting. I'm more for the sells today. I'm not looking for buys at this point unless I have a nice close, I'll say, above this area overall, the 1893. Then I'll be thinking, what is the possible scenario if the 93 gives me an option, and then this area overall acting as my contention area for the buys long term. But at that point, this area right here, the turning point for that specific weekly, monthly candle, and weekly candle, sorry, will be, this is the main area to pay attention, the 97 area, you know. So at that point, we need to be really, really careful. If price gives you a retest to this area and fail to break above that area, then be really careful, because anything can happen, like a crazy range. Like I said, you know, pretty early in the session still, 2 more minutes for New York Open. This hourly candle is just behaving in that range, nothing crazy. I'm not expecting heavy moves from now on. but it will be tricky how that the news are you know, are manipulated today, because numbers, I haven't seen the numbers. You know, I may be wrong, but I think the numbers will be good. And gold may take a quick jump to the upside and reject, and then overall start, you know, just ranging or dropping a little bit more toward this area right here. The main area of contention, like I said, is this one right here. For me, the 85 is my main area of contention. I'm interested in selling the 85. No, not really. I don't need that. I don't need this, you know, pre-news. No, I can easily wait. I can easily wait a little bit more until the news, until the first 5 minutes after the news. If a 5-minute candle body close above a certain key level and is giving me a liquidity from the downside and the body of the candle, I can try to get the wick fill on the 5-minute candles. But if not, you know, I won't be touching this unless I see confirmations. At this point, I don't have confirmations to sell. I do have confirmations for buys because of the 4-hour candle from London, but I'm not interested in buying the bottom of this range right here, because price can easily come back to the 80s, you know, and it's annoying. Trading pre-news is annoying sometimes.
Hey, Kerwin, how are you?
Good, brother, and you?
Good, thanks. So between 8 and 8:30, you're not doing anything.
No.
You're just watching. You're
Yeah,
waiting for
just
after the
watching,
news,
just
basically.
watching.
Even
Yeah.
if you got to close below 1880 before the news, you're not gonna take that.
No, not really. Not really, because pre-news, most of the times, you have a range pre-news, and the moves are, you know, are not consistent. So yeah, having, for example, that candle, right? That candle close with enough confirmation that resistance has been established. This is your resistance, slightly lower. If it's breaking this low, makes sense. That can drop up to this area right here. Now, do I really need to take that specific position, like 30 pips, risking basically the same? Not really. For example, something like this, and having to manage that specific position, something like this, when I know that price can easily give me rejection from this area right here, you know, I'm not interested. Market will be here tomorrow. I mean, Monday will be here the next week and the next month, whatever. I don't need to trade fundamentals. I do it because I enjoyed the process, getting prepared to trade fundamentals, and I always look for the bigger picture. But in this case, the daily candle gave me enough confirmation to sell last night, basically. And the 4-hour candle now is just giving me plain and simple support. And now we are in a tricky spot. In this area right here, anything can happen, like drop to the downside or move to the upside. And at the end of the day, price ending in the same spot that we're trading right now. So it for me is a no trading pre-news. Like, for example, right now, New York open. Why New York is going to this area right here didn't give you that specific move. Usually when you have New York session, it tends to give you 20 pips, the move, the continuation from the previous hourly candle. So if you have a bullish candle at from 7 to 8, usually pull a small pullback, and then 8 a.m. take over the previous hourly candle. Now, why this candle is reversing completely, going back to to this area, bro. This is the same spot, this area right here. So to have an idea, yeah, makes sense. A drop toward this area right here, but still in the range. I don't recommend trading the range. I know that I have some cowboys here. I don't recommend trading the range. But in my opinion, in my case, for example, if I had to try something here, I'll be playing the range in here, and then instead of risking those 20 pips to the upside, I'll be risking something like this to the downside and play the range, and maybe the news gives you a push overall for the rest of the before the news happen, right? But this is playing the range. This risk reward is better for me than trying something like to the downside, like trying something like selling from here, for example, with that confirmation, having a stop loss like this, when I know the price can easily behave inside that range right there, pre-news. I will need a lot of luck trying to catch that drop right there, pre-news, and then price reversing to my stop loss. But I will be really lucky just getting a straight drop. It most likely can give you a drop and then reverse. Yeah. And at this point, buys doesn't make sense. doesn't make sense at all based on the rejection from the previous daily. You have these previous rejections. See how these rejections are happening slightly lower, and now price action is showing, you know, rejection slightly lower. So price for NFP going retest this area, grabbing liquidity from here, or maybe the 86 area right here, and then grabbing liquidity going this area. The moment price is breaking this with the news, then most likely, yeah, it will break below that 80, having a 5-minute candle closing like this. Then at that point, the next candle is just driving price to the downside. Can be really easy. But I don't trade pre-news. I don't trade anything at this time. No, if I didn't have, you know, an entry basically from pre-London session or during Asian session at this time, it's a lot of headache trading at this time, because it's gambling. You don't have price action that is telling you the truth at this point. You know, the 4-hour candle is telling you, okay, look for buys, because the 4-hour candle from London gave you that confirmation. That candle's pretty fishy, not top wick right there. If that candle with not top wick was the not top wick was to the downside and a wick to the upside, then yes, I'll believe, okay, there's a at least partial wick fill to the upside. Now, this candle doesn't have a top wick. This is plain and simple range, plain and simple manipulation in price. And, you know, drops, in my opinion, drops will make a lot of sense today. Yeah, the hourly gave you the resistance confirmation right there, still respecting these previous hourly candles here. So, you know, this it's dangerous. It's dangerous. So forecast is lower than previous. Let's see what. Okay, if forecast is lower than previous, that means that we will have good numbers, most likely. Where is the buy, Kerwin? What buy? The buy?
Hey, Kerwin, bro, how are you, man?
Good, brother, and you?
Yeah, I'm great, man. Just came home.
Beautiful, man. Ready for NFP? Ready to blow
Yeah, bro.
some dollars?
We're gonna kill it, bro. Easy.
Yeah.
Just gotta be patient, because I think it's gonna be a tricky one. I don't know what your breakdown was, but
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a pretty tricky one, just
Yes.
because of the fact of the daily close, and now we have 2 4-hour candles giving us confirmation of support.
Exactly.
And that's gonna be a tricky one, and that's why I think it's gonna be a smart decision to wait maybe for a 5 to close. You know,
Yes.
if we get that rejection from the 86, 85 basically, or an extension to the 86, it's gonna be a no-brainer to short. You know, down to like basically to the area of interest. To I think we're gonna tap into the 65 most likely. Yeah, and maybe take out those highs. And if we get a move up, it's gonna be from the low of FOMC, basically from 62, 65, that area. And yeah, or to be honest, it can also be like the last NFP, just a move up and down, and we end up in the same place after all. You know.
Yeah.
We had those NFPs like this year, I think, coupled of times. January, the last month as well. I think only February was good, bro. Right? If I remember good, right?
Yeah.
Other ones were just range.
Yeah.
Where is Sultan? See here. See. Do you plan to enter early, bro, or you gonna wait as well, like for the first 5, or at least for one couple of 1 minutes?
Me?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I'll wait. I'll wait
Yeah.
until the 5-minute candle give me an idea.
Yeah. It's gonna be a smart decision. And the thing is also, bro, like this week basically was pretty easy for me. Like I just traded 2 days, 2 good big wins. You know, I don't have to force anything on this NFP, to be honest.
Yeah. NFP the same way. Okay, Kerwin, do you deal with NFP the same way Raja does? With buy stops above 30 minute and sell stop below 30 minute? No. No, I don't. I don't gamble like that. If I have a bias, I look for that specific move. I don't, I don't change my bias like changing my pants. If I have bias like sells, I'll go for sells. If I have to risk it one way or another, it will be one way. If I have to look for buys when I have a previous rejection on a daily, no. Remember the main idea is looking for the bigger picture, looking for the best move. I don't go in the market in and out in matter of milliseconds to catch 10 pips or 20. No, I go for 50, 100 sometimes and 100 and sometimes more. But everybody has a different style, and I respect that. The style that I trade is, I will say, is the conservative style. The risk reward is good enough for me, and that's pretty much it. But looking for buys, looking for sells, and not having a clear direction just because a 30-minute, let's say a 30-minute candle can break above this area, you need to be really, really quick on your fingers, to secure profits right there, let's say. Or maybe you get lucky that push lasts maybe 30 seconds or 15 seconds, and then you're in profits for 15 seconds, will give you a chance to close that position. But what if you have a buy stop here and price move like 7 pips and reverse completely, grab liquidity, goes back, and then you have a sell stop here, and then you close this and lose.
Yeah.
And then the sell stop gets activated, and since we don't have a clear direction on the weekly and the 4 hours, price come back and close inside this range right here. And at that point, you're just, in my opinion, it's just gambling. When you have to place a sell stop, buy stop, is because you want to see that direction overall.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. But like I said, Raj is one of the most amazing traders that I know. Nobody else can do the things that Raj does.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I've seen that work many times over. I mean,
yes,
I've been trading with him for a long time. So.
Yeah.
I mean, comparing to the thing is, Raja knows what he does.
Yes.
Yeah. If he would get slipped or he sees his position in draw, then he will just let it go. But most of us will just hold that position and pray.
Yeah. Also remember, when you are a good trader and overall you're doing really good in the market, you have seen these things before they happen. Way ahead of time, you have seen the moves. So he knows what are the options that he have, and if price is going, let's say he is getting in a buy stop and price moves 10 pips, 20 pips, he'd be closing that position really quick because he knows that the buy stops is the riskier
most likely
one.
Come back down. Yeah.
Yes, is the risky one. Now, if he see the sell stop getting activated, he may think, okay, I'm gonna hold a little bit longer this because the sells makes a lot of sense. We have
not just blindly placing a buy stop and a sell stop. He's also aware of what actually happened. And
for an average trader, maybe I may be wrong, but if you trade like that, if you trade based on YouTube thing, maybe he's closing in the position, and by the time you try to close your position, you're already in drag down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it happens in milliseconds. You need to be really, really quick, and your brain needs to work really fast and process all that information.
Right there. I know.
Yeah. So I may be wrong, like I said, but I don't like that way of trading.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's good the way you said it, to keep in mind the bigger picture. I think that's what's essential at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, those are the things that you need to consider as well. I don't like taking positions at the when the news are happening. I usually wait. You saw that NFP did a push and then started dropping. And I told you guys, let it do his thing. Let it do his thing. When that candle started reversing and breaking its own high, I told you guys, okay, I'm buying here. When the candle is breaking the high, I'm buying here. And it took no time to be in like 35 pips in profits. No time. And at that point, it's easier, it's safer.
So pretty much you always wait 5 to 10 minutes, even 15 if it's necessary.
Even
let it play out that.
Even 1 minute. I wait even 1 minute. If that
Okay.
1 minute candle is giving me a close above a certain area, like for example, if that 1 minute is giving me a close below this area, like whips up to the upside, and then that 1 minute is closing with the body below this area right here,
It's a clear
I will
sell.
count that specific 1 minute as my liquidity grab, and since my bias is bearish, then I will go
You'll
for
go
the
for it.
bearish move.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Karan. That was good.
Yeah, no problem, man.
That was very good.
Yeah. That today is a little bit tricky because we are on a bearish weekly. We are on a bearish weekly candle. It's a no-brainer. Counter trending this weekly doesn't make sense at all. The moves to the upside can be short-lived unless price is breaking above the 97, this area right here, and overall the 1900s. If not, you know, can be short-lived. From this area to this area, anything can happen, like move to the upside, rejection, and then start ranging in here, then go back, retest that resistance over there, and then start ranging again. Now, to the downside is different. To the downside, pullback makes sense. You know, the pullback that I was expecting is the 1885 with rejections on 4 hours. I didn't have that rejection on 4 hours from London, because London, what it did was a confirmation of support. So now it's a little bit tricky. I know that the max pullback now will be the 1890, and having rejection from the 1890, a 5-minute candle, then closing below this previous resistance again, then it's a no-brainer. You know, it's a no-brainer. Go for it, because if it's rejecting the key level, if it's rejecting a key level and giving you a close below this area and price grabbing liquidity anywhere from the 86, 87 area, then it's going downtown. And the moment price is breaking these lows, man, can be a good one. If you wanna be a cowboy, something that you may try for the news, let's say prices stay still ranging, right? Nothing has happened yet. If you want to be a cowboy and the news push first and then start leaving that specific area, you need something like this overall. The target that I have, the first target that I have for this move will be around the 73 area, 73 area, this one right here. That will be my target overall for the news, right? If what is the main thing in here? If the news moves up first, creates a move down, right? You let the first 1 minute at least, let it move down. This order, let's say that order doesn't get activated and the price is just retesting this area, goes back, trying to retest that 85, failed to close above the 85 and going back to retest the low that was created here. Like for example, let me do something here. Let's say price is ranging, then news happen, goes down. You try selling from here when you have previous rejection. It's not worth it, sell it from there. Then price goes up and start retesting this area. Immediately is going back to retest the low the 1 minute created. The moment this low is being retested, no matter what, that candle won't stop so easily again in this area. From that specific area to the previous resistance area, in my opinion, you have like 30 pips or so from this area to this area overall. But at that point, you know that the retest is done, the liquidity is being picked up, and the news can take over the rest of the session. Going to trade below that, below this 80 specifically, leaving the 79 will be key. And the moment price is closing below that 79, having a body of the candle on the 5 minute like this with a long tail, go from there, and you most likely be in profits in no time. But taking positions in this specific area is not worth it. Listen carefully. If I had to miss $10 move for the buys going from the 85 to the 95, I won't be bothered at all. No, because I know that my main bias is sells. Buys can be too much of a risk for me unless price is giving me a beautiful bullish candle closing outside that 85 or outside
that's what I was
outside
gonna
the
ask
80.
now.
80.
So if you see a clear 1 minute closing above the 85, 86, I guess it's a green for buys.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. For example, if the news happen, let's say the news happen, since anything can happen because it's the confirmation from the 4-hour candles here. Since anything can happen, something that may close with rejection from this area, picking liquidity from here, and that if any 5 minute candle closing like this, for example, I will try at the opening of that candle right there, and I will let you know, guys. When if I see something like that, I will let you know. We'll be discussing ideas. If that candle gives me a close like that, you know, what is the worst case scenario here? That candle pulling back to grab more liquidity from the 84 somewhere here, respect that 84, and having a close from here, risking from the 84 maybe 20 pips, 25 pips in there, aiming for another 30 to this area right here, then yeah, but I need this specific candle closing bullish above the key level and a really nice wick from the downside, telling me that liquidity is being picked up. Why? Because I know that from the bottom area, from the 74, 70, 73 area, I had, you know, previous structure, and I know that I have from that specific area, I have the liquidity that was created with FOMC. This liquidity right here. The liquidity from FOMC is basically this area right here. So I know that if prices is ranging and if the rest of the weekly candle will be ranging for the rest of the session, this liquidity has a lot of information here. This liquidity has a lot of information, and this was plain and simple deep pullback to that liquidity. And the moment I have confirmations here, then I know that maybe slowly but surely we will make it to the 1900 later on. And not only today, maybe by Monday afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Remember that the carryover from the orders from Friday happened Asian session opening. So most likely at market opening on Sunday, obviously the spread is too much to consider trades at that point. But Asian session will take over the continuation at that point. If the weekly candle is giving you rejections from these lows and the rejection that is valid from the 1850, then at that point, that weekly candle closing a small bullish above this area right here will make a lot of sense going for an upside move, at least to retest that 1910 overall. And for that specific candle, you will need the weekly candle closing a small bullish today, rejecting that 50, and obviously rejecting the previous areas of liquidity grab from FOMC, basically. The main area to pay attention is this baby right here. And this will be the catalytic for this move. If price goes back and retests this area and doesn't reject hard this area, man, we're heading downtown at least, I'll say, for another $10, for another 100 pips to the downside to retest that 1850. And I won't be surprised if it's a steady move at that point. If this liquidity grab is not being respected, I won't be surprised if gold start trading below the 50 today. That's the only thing long-term, heavy price action as a form of confirmation. That will be the only heavy price action confirmation that will have if this liquidity grab is not being respected. I don't care what happened at this area because this will be the target for the news overall. Now, if price is breaking and closing below this area, it's a different story. Most likely it's going to retest the daily high, and that daily high pulling liquidity from these areas from the 86, 87, man, can be an insane move all the way to retest that daily low. And at that point, the daily low won't make it so easy to stop in this area right here. This liquidity, the moment this liquidity is not valid, is going for another $10 to the downside. And doesn't need to happen today. Overall, can happen with the carryover on the orders on Sunday as well. Yeah.
Kerwin, I have a question.
Yeah.
I backtested like FOMC and stuff, and I just noticed something. I don't know if it's a rule or not, but usually there's like an impulse, a first impulse, second impulse, and then the third is the actual direction.
Yeah.
So what we saw on Wednesday is that, you know, we shot up, we broke out of the range, then shot back down to trap some sells, and then the third impulse was the move up to the 1890s or something. So is this always the game? Like, because if we relied on 5 minutes closing above the range, we would have went long on the first impulse, but then the second impulse took out all the stop losses, and then the third impulse is what pushed up. So at this point,
not that happens on you know, on every FOMC, but it tends to happen a lot of times. You know, I've been trading gold almost 3 years, I will say, mainly just gold. But what I know about FOMC is that depending the bias they have, sometimes it's neutral. So you will have whipsaws to the upside, whipsaws to the downside, and at the end of the session, just ending like a nothing candle. But in most of cases, you have the drop, liquidity goes up, and that specific move up is the one that you want to continue. You want to trust for the rest of the session. In some cases, Powell speech is the one who tends to move market most than the actual news. Now, if Powell's speech is aligned with the news, immediately market is just pushing, giving that impulsive move. But when Powell starts, just saying random things, not giving a clear direction, then moves like the one from pre-FOMC happened, like a heavy drop, a heavy correction, and then started to correct that specific move. Pay attention what will happen here. It's 5 minutes for the news right here. The main area, if anybody is trying to catch the bottoms, here is when you want to catch out your moves. Don't be greedy. Don't be greedy. Playing in the range can be painful now. Don't try selling now, because these sells most likely are going to retest this area overall. This is the area that I need to pay attention what may happen here. Those areas right there is the area that I need to pay attention what may happen in this specific area. For a heavy pullback, a fake out, a formal fake out, most likely will happen at these specific areas right here, if the fake out is valid. If the fake out is valid and news going down, that's the move that you want to see. 1886, 1887 the most, no more than that. If price is giving you a beautiful close above the 85, then we need to change the way that we're planning for that trade, and most likely it will give you a consistent move to the upside. But other than that, no. Be really careful there. Be really careful. See that 5-minute candle right there. Let me zoom in a little bit more in here, because this is nice. If that 5-minute candle is rejecting, I'm not telling you sell the key level. Don't do it. Don't do it. If that candle is creating a low to this area right here and gives you a bearish close, the moment you see price not respecting that bearish close right there, then that's your option. That will be the first option. Or if that candle is breaking its own high now, you have some spare change toward this area overall, 11 pips. It's up to you if you want to risk it for the biscuit, and maybe even higher before the drop happened with the news. That's the only thing. But you will need to have to be really, really quick on your finger. I don't recommend doing this, especially if you're new. Don't do it. Just let it play out. Just enjoy the moves they're doing and pay attention. So the next time you plan your trade based on what we've been talking this morning.
Hey, good morning, Kerwin.
Morning, Matthew. How are you, brother?
Good, bro. Good. Yeah, I'm gonna just stay out because I got a winning trade in Asian, so no point to lose it today.
Okay. Yeah.
Kerwin, bro, go ahead.
Do you think the news will be? You still think it's a sell here if the news plays the way it's supposed to?
Yeah. Overall, yes. Overall, I'm planning for sells.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
maybe later in the session.
Yes,
then I'll look for something, but not right now.
Yeah. No, me neither. I mean, exactly. Later in the session, we will have a better understanding here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Kerwin, bro.
Yeah, Ben.
I have a quick question because the thing is, this price action right now reminds me of an NFP we got on, I think it was February, when that big drop happened, and then that big push up. So the price action looks pretty similar, and it's almost like too good to be true that price moves up before NFP, so we get that easy sells.
Yes.
So would you, because last time this happened, bro, we didn't have a wick up in nothing, just price was in this area like this at the key level, but basically at resistance, and then we got a straight push down. And back then I took a sell when the 1 minute closed basically below the structure. So you think in this case makes sense to do the same again?
Yes, it will make sense.
Kevin, hey Kevin, good morning.
Morning, brother. How are you? Something like this, for example, if price is rejecting that level and breaking this low, you know, that basically the idea.
Kerwin, don't you think the safe sell below the 1878?
This one
below the structure?
Yeah, at that point, what you want to see in this area right here is trying to catch the very beginning of the drop, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you enter here, you're basically having an idea that the risk reward will be this one right here overall. So leaving
Stop
this
loss
specific
81.
area, impulsive entry will be somewhere here, something like this.
Yeah.
Overall, remember, overall, this is the target. Now, doesn't mean that price can stop in there. No, price can easily go back, retest the daily low, and if not rejection is happening from that specific low, it's going to retest the liquidity graph from FOMC, and that will be even easier for that continuation overall. Yeah, that's something that we can, you know, we can try later on. Not even today, but Sunday. Sunday is in session, giving that a specific continuation. Buys can be short-lived today. You know,
Maybe can be ranging like last time. Later move.
Yeah, NYC maybe.
Right there. The options to the upside are this one right here. 86, 88, 30 pips, risking a lot. Risking a lot. So you decide. I may be wrong, but I will have confirmations on the first 5-minute candle with you know, with the news basically. And I will try to, if that candle is giving me enough confirmation, then I will follow that candle. Yeah.
Doesn't NFP sometimes range if FOMC kind of moves the way it did this week?
It may be. I was thinking of a possible range based on that we don't have a clean bias, like the weekly saying one thing, the 4 hours from London are saying the other thing. So, you know, there's the news. Let me do my thing here. If price is breaking this low and rejecting these highs, then can be the one that you want to try. Let's wait. It can be a like a fart in the water, not heavy moves today. This is not the first time that I see this. Like the 4-hour candles from London doesn't align with the price action from the higher time frames, and you know, we just may have a range.
Kerwin.
Spreads are pretty small as well.
It depends what fart in the water.
Kerwin,
okay,
that's
the possible area of rejection right there.
Kerwin, data is hell of worse.
Is?
Hey,
worse. Yeah.
It's worse than expected.
I guess I got lucky.
Yeah. I will say, for your trading, you don't want that candle break its own low. If it's breaking its own low, picked up liquidity and it's going the other way around. So be really careful there.
That's what I like to see.
Very, very, very worst, bro, data.
Very worst data. Okay.
Yeah.
But price action from the weekly makes a lot of sense. Retesting that 87, 88, no more than that, and breaking those lows, and it's going the opposite way. Retail traders start buying gold right now. I'm wondering why. That's the high, and that's now this becoming your liquidity. Let's pay attention what may happen later in this area right there. If that area was your liquidity graph, the moment this candle is breaking that low, will make a retail trader cry today.
Yeah. About to. Here we go.
Yeah. Now at this point.
But the data was not worse.
Yeah. 220.
No, bro. No.
Yeah.
Look, or whatever. Don't care about the data, bro.
No, I don't. In total honesty, I don't care about the data. I have price action. I have rejection.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have whatever. Yeah.
It's gonna be the perfect one. Yeah, there he goes.
But I'm just concerned when NFP and FOMC.
This is the very low of that opening right there. If it's respecting the low and not breaking that low, then you know, it may stay there for a few more. If the continuation is here, you need price going back to retest this high, and at least the body of the candle in the next 3 minutes, basically 2 minutes, giving you that close above that specific area. But if that doesn't happen, then it's fishy. It's fishy still. Yeah. Okay.
So how many 5 minutes should we wait for Kerwin to?
Just one. Just this one.
Okay.
Just this one.
This 1 minute break is a no-brainer.
Yeah, this 1 minute break, the low is a no-brainer. This high already got retested. I don't want to pull up the 1 minute because it can be confusing. But if that candle start retesting this high, it's going up. If that candle is breaking this low, is going down. But you need a break above this candle right here, basically, to believe that it's going up.
Yeah, exactly.
If not, this candle still 25 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds. Those 20 seconds will be, you know, the clue that you have. See, this is the thing. That move didn't last long. How many pips are from this area to this area? Be 15, 20 pips? It's not worth it. It's not.
I said data is bad because it's going down opposite way. That's why I said.
Oh, okay.
Cowboy.
Yeah.
But it was better than the forecast, actually.
Okay. It's bad than the forecast.
Yeah.
But how,
Well, one
how
of them
bad,
is good.
how bad it was?
One of them is good.
I don't care, in total honesty. The numbers, you
Yeah,
know,
me
price
too.
action is the one.
Only
If
0.1%.
okay. Yeah, let's pay attention what may happen there. If this, let me delete this one right here for now. If the move is up, what are your options? Having 52? No, my friend.
It's not worth it at
Counter
all.
trending a weekly candle is not worth it, my friend.
You are Gucci now.
No.
So are you thinking about longs right now, Kerwin?
Yeah, I will consider, you know, this as a fake out. This candle now trying to break the 50% of that candle will be the perfect fake out there.
I don't trust this move up at
No,
all.
I don't trust it as well. I may miss this move to the 1900s, whatever, but I don't trust that move. All I see in here is fake out. It's fake out, fake out, fake out. I don't like it all.
This is the perfect candle to entice retailers, to be honest. You know, everybody bought that candle now.
Pay
and now
attention
it's
how
gonna
that
break
50,
low.
yeah, pay attention how that 50% behave. If that candle break that 50%, just perfect fake out. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
This is foo.
It's giving too much time for retail trader to jump in that trade, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what makes me wonder at this point.
Mm.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You can go up whatever you want to do. It's okay. You can do it. I don't care what you do now.
Don't worry, it's not gonna go for long. I don't think so.
Nah.
Yeah,
It's
me
gonna
too.
drop. The drop is gonna be better.
Oh yeah.
Maybe slightly break the high and then go down again.
Can come
can
from
be a
90,
nice-
90, 90.
What?
Yeah, 90 is a
90.
good rejection area for the sells later.
80, 90 or 90, 90?
80, 90, you know, when
80,
we
90.
jump.
Yeah, I thought you
Yeah.
said 90.
Yeah.
No.
This area to the left is plenty of rejections though. This area right here. That's okay.
Non-stop.
He can go wherever he wants. It's okay.
Push, 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 push.
No push, nothing.
This is a range, bro.
Reject,
Next,
reject.
this 30 minute candle will close inside this range.
Yeah, that's a classic for NFP, bro.
I'll keep alerts for late trade today.
Yeah, to the people that are newer, especially NFP, you don't want to give back your profits of the week.
No, when everyone comes to this trading, you know, floor, all is old, no new here.
That's a nice rejection area at 89.
Then you sell Kadir.
Yeah.
Yeah, with no confirmation. Let's go.
No confirmation. You can sell Kadir. No confirmation. You need confirmation to blow your account.
That's the voice of Curry when he enters. No, man, I did that back in the days enough, so it's fine. You know, I feeded the market enough. Other ones can do that. Can take over that job from now. You know.
You're not up to feed the markets again?
No, bro. I'm right. I rather prefer to take what the others are feeding. You know, because somebody has to win.
It's pretty small move, man.
But some CEO needs a new boat and a new house, bro. So just give them the money.
Help them.
It's not gonna be the amount that it's gonna be that's gonna satisfy them, you know. So it's,
Oh, they're taking all the retails, you know.
oh, there you go, baby girl.
Actually, retailers are like done, bro. The 30 pips done.
Yeah.
Bro, not our communities, like the whole retailer part, you know. A lot of people like waiting for big moves, I think, because they have.
Good morning, guys.
Using 0.01.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, what's
Good morning,
up, brother?
Robbie.
Man, very disappointed. I got only 50 pips.
Only? That's good.
Robbie, bro.
Still running.
Crazy guy.
That's good.
Mini banks, how much you got?
Yes, sir. Nothing, bro.
Nothing
My
crazy.
time-
200.
Nothing crazy. I'm
Two-
waiting
200.
for NYSC, bro.
Robbie
You know,
is always comparing to Sultan, bro. Always.
I
He's one
want
of the best traders in the group.
I want quick moves, bro. I'm waiting for NYSC.
Yeah. So me and Sultan, we want like 1 minute candle, you know, $5 and easy, bro. Call the day.
Mhm.
No, bro, I just want.
That's why
All
we
I
are trading
wanted-
gold, bro.
All I want is 1 pip above what
22.
mini banks get. That's all.
Bless, bro. You secure some, bro. At this point now, you know.
I secured already, man. My runner
Oh,
is
that's
running.
good, bro. That's
Oh,
good, bro.
beautiful. Beautiful, man. Beautiful.
Yeah, there you go. Now let's go.
Now it's going
That's-
up 42 pips. Hey, great, man. Even the runner
That's-
is doing very well.
That's the first 5 minute showing rejection there. It's looking like a nothing candle. So it's okay. It's okay.
Lord, it's breaking down.
Yeah, it's okay.
You got everybody in cells now.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. It'll take some time for that candle to
92?
retest, reject, break it on low, going
Maybe.
the opposite way.
That drop today.
Like I say, I may miss the move to the 1900s, whatever, but I don't care. You know, at this point, I did pretty good the whole week. I don't want to mess with this.
I think first time Kerwin is not trading at this moment.
No, I don't trust the move to the upside. Like I say, I may miss the move, whatever. And the confirmation is because of the 4-hour candle from London, but
Kerwin, I'm looking
see?
1893 as old rejection point, that 4 hour.
1893.
1893, the max.
That's correct, mini banks. That's
No,
my
man,
TP.
no. The main rejection is this.
It's
one.
20p.
Mhm.
This is the main rejection. This is the area
This
you need
is-
to pay attention. No, going to
this-
the 93, you said?
Yeah, on 4 hour. If you see on the 4 hour, I think the max area for the, if we are looking sales, more than that, it will be like,
Man,
it
the
will create
93 is
The second 5 minutes. Look at it's rejecting.
4 hour,
as well.
4 hour, 4
yeah,
hour.
that's the one that I'm paying attention. That 1 minute is the classic one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your
Retest.
fool now.
Breaking
That's
the
the
low,
one.
going to
Let's
retest the
go.
low,
Let's
closing
go.
below that area, and that was it.
Yeah, I
If
mean-
this candle managed to break this low. If
I
this
mean,
candle,
I'm looking at the half hour and I'm seeing like rejection on those pivot points to the left.
yeah, to the left, this area is this one right here. Is
Yeah, exactly. I think
basically
it's
the
like
main area.
91, 92 area.
Yeah.
Man, where is Dennis, bro? This is Dennis entry.
Dennis is
Kerwin.
taking the cells now. Huh?
Kerwin, don't you think this is the pullback before drying? Because see, this candle closed above the range, okay, bullish.
Mhm.
The next candle failed to close bullish. So that means pullback will be heavy, right? In your case?
Yes and no, Mini. The problem we have here is that we're not trading in a bullish market. We're trading in a
Okay.
bearish market.
Okay.
You know, if this was a
Mhm.
breakout candle coming from a previous daily candle, man, I'll go full margin on this thing because I know that pullback makes sense to this area and then continuation. Bigger picture is continuation. In this case, no. In this case, the bigger picture is the drop. And
Good
this is
morning,
the
Kerwin.
This is the 90 area right here. Yeah, man, what's up, brother?
Alhamdulillah. Tell me, how are you?
Good, brother, good. Chilling, you know, just watching price action here. Trying to predict, trying to blow accounts in here.
I'm just going to watch it.
Uh-huh. So how are you, my brother? Tell me, Winnipeg is sunny today with
Oh, yeah.
maybe 15 degrees?
No, today is 8.
Okay, well,
It's good
at least
weather.
it's, yeah, anything above the zeros is good weather though.
Yeah, it is a good sunny.
We call Winnipeg Winter Peg.
Winter
Yeah,
peg.
winter peg.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, it's going so.
Winnipeg people, they call it windy bag
I mean, oh, wow.
because the wind is too much.
Kerwin, how would you put your setup here?
Myself?
I'm already in from 87, 83.
From this area. Oh, the 87?
I'm in from 87, 83, yeah.
Okay, just give it a little bit of room to breathe. If this candle managed to close below, max pullback 52, but you don't want to see that. All you want to see is max pullback to this area right here, the 88.
Look at,
so if
so
you're
it's closing back.
I just want to see gold fall on stairs right now.
I just want to see it as well.
One thing can happen here. This is can close in this range till like next 30 minutes. Then
Indeed.
either will decide the direction.
Indeed.
nah, bro,
Okay.
this is the last
Yeah.
15 minutes now. It should happen now.
Indeed. Staying in this area will be clever. Same thing that happened yesterday, like giving you a close below this candle right here, 20 seconds right here. We are
Taking
in a bearish
retailers.
market. Nothing has changed from the higher time frame. The rejection from the daily is coming from the 1910s. Pullback, max pullback, 1890. Now this candle closing inside this range. Remember what I told Fadi yesterday? If price is going back and closing inside this range, max pullback now, Fadi, if you want to stay in that position, I would say max pullback for you will be somewhere in this area, bro. That 80,
Yes.
85. Now,
85, 86, yeah, exactly.
yeah,
I have
that candle right there, the 85 is roughly this area right here. It closed below that 85. Max pullback, if you want to be really, really picky in here, will be this one right here overall.
There it goes, baby girl.
There you go. That's
Which
it.
is, yeah, that's what I have exactly. At some point, I'm gonna put my stop loss at break even because I don't want to
Yes.
risk.
No, even now you're basically 30 pips in profits. Even now you can secure some, let the rest run, wait for the second batch of orders.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Thank you.
No problem, brother. And this is coming basically from exactly the same areas of rejections from before. This area right here.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that freaking candle, man. What in
That's
the
just
world?
It was
massive,
predictable, bro. It was easy predictable, to be honest.
But imagine whoever is dreaming like holding that position to the 2000 or maybe even higher.
Someone needs to
Yeah,
get
bro,
to
then-
that. Someone needs to get to
Then
that.
they deserve to lose that, bro. I mean, I used to do that as well. And if you do that without any knowledge, you know, you deserve it in some kind, you know.
If this pushes past 1880, like with strength here, I think you can see it going all the way down to at least 70, 78, the top of the previous range.
Yeah.
Pay
Having a
attention to
close
the
below
closing
that,
now.
having
Yeah.
a break or close below that bottom of that range is massive.
So-
That
Yeah,
liquidity
this
is
is-
valid. And at
It's
this point,
looking-
the go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
Go. Everybody's excited. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say we're at the 4-hour high right now, like the 4-hour London high. So right now we either respect it and we stay in that range, or if we close under, then bye-bye, we're going to 1875 at least.
Yes, exactly. Something you need to pay attention is this counter right here on a daily basis. Always pay attention in this counter right here. When the last 2 minutes happen, when the last 2 minutes of the 5 minute is when the worst thing can happen in the market. In those 2 minutes, you want to see a beautiful break below the candle, taking a blast to the downside, a heavy move to the downside. That's all you need. You don't want to see in the last 2 minutes having a heavy rejection from that support. All you need from now on is a bare and simple continuation to the downside. This is enough liquidity that needs to go somewhere. That freaking liquidity needs to go at least to the 1873. But to go to the 1973, to this area right here, you need this candle closing and clearing this specific rejection right there. Right there.
Yeah, it's looking promising, bro. That 1 minute close was good. Now we just need this
Let's
one
push,
closing
boys.
below.
Let's
Yeah.
push, boys.
Drop, drop, drop.
Yeah.
Only problem is, yeah, no
Going,
problem, bro. Let's go.
Keep going, baby.
Let it go.
Yeah. That's the last 2 minutes right there. Pay attention. You don't want to see this 5-minute candle giving you a fake out, the body of the candle closing above that support or breaking this high. Because if it's breaking that high, now yes, it's going up to this area and higher than that. So pay attention there. Just don't get don't get too greedy in this specific area. I just
At this
want to
point,
see
you can easily put your stop on this 1 minute.
the 80.
Breaks that 1 minute,
would
it's
you-
gonzo.
Would you put your stops like, I mean, my entry was like 18. I think I'm at 1888.4. I was thinking about putting my stops at 1885.
That's your
the high-
retest right there.
high of the channel here. the
At this
range.
point,
Yeah.
you need your stop loss on top of this candle right here.
Yeah, okay, that's what I
Right
was
there.
thinking.
That's it.
I mean, that's my biggest problem trading right now is my stop like moving stop loss into profit. I always get stopped out.
And always secure some. Always secure
yeah.
some. Don't let everything on the table because it's annoying looking at the position running maybe 2% in profits, 2% from your account, and all of a sudden a heavy rejection and ending with zero because it's a break even. No, don't do it. Don't do it for the
Yeah.
sake of
Push,
simplicity.
push.
Remember,
Yeah, it's easy.
we are professionals. We want to be professionals, and to be professional, we need to manage risk. And
Yeah.
the most you secure, the easy will be the ride that you will have.
There you go.
Yeah.
Secure some now.
You got about
Yeah.
20 seconds left on the 5 minute.
This is the rejection.
Secured 10 pips.
Secure. The next
10
five. The
pips,
next
Robbie?
5. You
I
mean
took the sell
100?
also.
You mean
No,
100?
the other one I
Bro,
got 55.
if you caught 10 pips, that was that was the old Sultan right there. That 1 minute break.
Okay, pay attention
No,
here.
I took two, but I took
me-
one buy and one
Give
sell.
me 1
so
second. Give me 1 second. Pay attention what will happen here. That candle is closing slightly below the key level. The 50% of the candle is there. The $1 above the key level is this one. You don't want to see a pullback more than the 50% or $1 here. If the continuation, if the liquidity is valid, this candle right here, since this is your breakout candle, this candle would need to respect that 50%. Now, I don't want you to risk your entire position. Let me close another 50% in here. I have my stop losses at break even. And now, if price is reversing from these 50 pips, reverse 20, 23, 22, you're just, leaving everything on the table. This candle is strong enough to believe that it's closing below the key level and breaking this low will give you a spare change all the way down to this area overall. Remember, the main picture is this one right here. But you don't want, and this is for Fadi, for whoever is having issues managing risk, you don't want a crazy pullback to the 50% of the candle and exceeding the 50% because this can easily give you a fake out and price ranging for the rest of the day. Remember, this is why you need to secure profits. Remember, we are in a bearish overall trend, but we have 4-hour candles from London that gave us support. So this candle can easily reject those areas of the lows and close inside this area again, closing like a nothing candle as a bullish nothing candle. If the continuation is valid, the key level, the $10 above the key level, the 10 pips above the key level, and obviously the 50% of the candle. And that's pretty much it. Trading is that simple. You don't need to over stress about taking position. You know that if you're not over risking, if you're not over leveraging, if you're not, leaving on the table what you're not supposed to leave on the table, you're good. You don't need to have any stress at all. You don't need that kind of stress.
Hey, Kerwin, if we see this daily candle flip bearish, you think it's going to be testing the low of the previous day at least?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like I said before, if this candle doesn't respect that 73 overall, the rest of the session, and not only today, but the opening of the market on Sunday will be bare continuation to retest the 50 overall and even lower than that, because all you're having is rejections from the upper zone. These like the daily candles here. All you're getting is rejection. Every time the price is rejecting those highs, it's giving you a lower rejection. This was higher, this was lower rejection. So in the higher time frame, including fake outs, whatever, this is a lower low, a lower high.
So would you even consider some of the trades you took today as like position trades that you'd leave? Like, I mean,
not really. I'm still running, you know, some of my runner are 300 and something pips still. Not that I'm planning leaving all those pips on the table for over the next session. I can easily close some, and I'll be closing the shittiest possession that I have, like the last possessions that I have from this area right here. But the ones that I'm holding from this area, no, I won't be considering leaving those positions on the table. You know, for me, it can be easier because I am really picky at my trading and I know what to look for. If I don't see something that I really like, I won't be holding that position. But if I have the ability that this candle take a break below this area right here, everybody will be surprised. Oh my God, how Kerwin can hold those trades, because I am prepared before the things happen. I come to my charts, I started looking at the charts and say, well, my probabilities is this. My push, it's okay to have a push like this. My risk is not worth it because I won't be risking 30 to get 30 pips. No, my bigger picture, which is the things that I'm looking for on a daily basis, is looking for $10 move. If this price is breaking below that 80, I know that there's a potential going to the 70, but I do know that I have resistance in this area. I know that I have a previous structure in this area right here. So this will be the last frontier. If price gives me a break below this area and a close below this area, then the next target will be this one overall. But if instead of that, I'm getting rejections and this candle reversing completely in the last 1 minute, closing bullish, breaking its own high, then I'll be closing my positions. That's pretty much it. Look at the, I'm not sure if you can see that.
That fake out on the 1 minute, I mean, it was about to close under 1877 and it pushed back up, which was the Asian kind of resistance.
Yes.
And now we're trying to close above.
Now we're trying to close below the resistance that we had. And obviously trading, trading below the 80 only means that we're heading to resistance or to the next key level down here. But at this point, this is why you don't want to leave everything on the table. Another 5-minute candle opening, measure the previous, always do this. I encourage everybody to opt to add another monitor to your setup, because you need to pay attention to trading view. You need to pay attention what trading view is showing in the chart so you can measure the candles. You know, if that candle is breaking the 50% or breaking above this high right here, maybe reverse completely and is rejecting that resistance. That's plain and simple, you know.
Bro, Kevin.
Yeah, I have my runners too.
Bro, this 5 minute, bro, I mean, I didn't take it here because I had an entry earlier up there, but this 5 minute was also an easy entry for a re-entry.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw this, I don't know, like 1,000 times now, you know. This one, this is a no-brainer. If you have a 5 minute closing like that, like a monster, you know, like more $6-7, it's a no-brainer. Retest on the key level, and then boom. I secured full, bro. No.
Okay, that's good. I'm still running some small positions, nothing crazy though.
Yeah, I tried that thing what you did, bro. What I learned from you. What I did is I secured like around at 30, 50, 40 pips, 50. Then I secured another 50 at 80 and closed full at 77, bro.
Yeah, secure most of your positions at this point. You know, the hourly candle is about to close. If we have downside, we will have downside below that 73, but no more than that. My positions here is pretty small positions right here, right? Just a little bit.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing crazy. 300 runners. That's okay. For an okay.
So humble, Kerwin. So humble.
No, I'm used to get more than that, to be honest.
I'm joking.
Bro, Kerwin caught like a flash crash. He got like 2,000 pips. It's nothing for him. 300.
You remember that trade, man? Freaking amazing trade. But it would.
I was the only trader, I think. The only retail trader who caught that.
Insane. I don't have any doubt that anyone who's in this group in maybe 3-4 months will be doing exactly the same thing, because we come to the charts looking for exactly the same thing every day, no matter what. You know, we don't change the bias like changing your pants. No, you need confirmations. You need something that is telling you, man, this is the one. This is the one that is worth it to risk it, even 50 pips in loss. You know, and you know, it's easy, man. Trading is not that complicated, and it's not that you know, trading is always fun. if you bring people to the table that can discuss ideas, you know, everybody has a proper discussion. Trading is amazing. I mean, I love trading. That's my passion.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for you know, not a long time, because I don't think it's been a long time, but it's been almost 3 years doing the same thing with gold, and every day I come to the charts, it's becoming easier. So it may take time, because things take time, but you can make it, guys. Just believe in yourself and don't over risk. Just, you know, enjoy the process.
Hey, Kerwin.
Yeah, man.
I just caught my first 100-pip move.
Oh my goodness, that's good news, brother. Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Beautiful work, brother. Beautiful.
Congratulations, bro.
Congrats, bro. That's probably a really good feeling.
Amen. Yeah. Donnie usually don't want to counter trend the daily. For example, daily is bullish, 4 hour London bearish. Now counter trend daily, yes. Yeah. And this is, see how those moves with the direction, trading with the trend is easier than just trying to guess. Like, oh, what if I have buy stops? What if I have sell stop? What if I have, no, let the market do his thing. You don't, it may happen, because that's happened to me before, that I missed a $10 moves in the market because I didn't trust to counter trend a previous daily candle. I didn't trust to counter trend a 4 hour candle from London, whatever. And I'll be missing the move instantly. Price moving 60 pips in 1 minute. I'll be missing. I don't care. I don't, you know, it has happened to me before, and I know that it will happen anytime, you know, in this year. But that doesn't mean that I need to be, you know, like chasing that move. Oh, I'm gonna enter already when the move already happened too high. No, I will wait. I will wait for pullback. I will wait for another support to be established and a possible continuation. That candle right there just closed bearish, respecting the 50 from the previous one right there, but it's not breaking the low. This is the hourly candle opening. The hourly always had a huge potential to retest previous hourly candle and a possible key level. Where is the key level you have here? The 1880 overall, this one right here. You don't want to be holding that specific position or entire position right there, or maybe secure some. Wait for price. I am causing most of that position right there. And I don't care at this point what may happen. These trades, if they make it to the 1850 next week, I don't care. I will be happy, obviously, but I don't care if the move happened all the way to the 1850. I know that along the way, maybe later, maybe Sunday afternoon, maybe Monday morning for New York session, I'll be looking for another setup to trade. My day is done. At this point, I don't care if price reverse completely, go back, retest this high, goes to the 1900, goes to the $2,000 mark. I don't care. My job is completed. Now I can enjoy the weekend knowing that I did really good this week, and I will enjoy the weekend because I waited for the market to give me the confirmations that I needed to trade. You know, and this is something that you guys on a daily basis can be doing as well. You know, feeling accomplished that you did good today and move to the next session. Don't start blowing your profits from now, taking buys because you need that it will go up. It may happen, but don't do it. Keep it simple.
Kerwin.
Yes, go ahead, Jack.
Hi, Kerwin. I am really impressed, and always, you know, I love how you analyze the market and everything, and that suits me because it's the way I see it also. So it's easier for me. But Kerwin, this time I have to ask you how you did know how the market was going down, because when you were talking about that, I was saying the daily bullish still. So
Yeah.
now I am trying to say, I know I have to ask him because I need to know. This is something I need to know.
I mean, it's simple. I mean, look at the 15 minutes and 5 minute areas right here. Let me delete all this.
Sorry, Kevin, bro, this is recorded now?
Yes, sir.
Very important question. Okay.
Yes, it's recorded, my brother. So
don't incriminate yourself.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me. Oh no, damn! It's not being recorded, man. No, that's jokes. It's
Yeah.
being recorded.
You can see it on the left.
He had us in the first half.
Hey, coach, you have to put on your disclaimer. It's like this is not investment advice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because,
No.
because the new was happened. It's the first time I enter for the news because it's something I would like to learn. The news was happened. Okay, the news was a little bit moving for bullish, but I would like to know what make you think the market was about to reverse, because that's going to help me to take the sell earlier also.
Yes. First of all, I won't be pulling the monthly because the monthly is the same as the weekly as right now, right? This is the first week of the month, whatever. This is your monthly, this is your weekly. The weekly, it's pretty bearish. I don't care, like I said before, like if this is your weekly candle currently, right? I don't care if this weekly open somewhere here. It went up yesterday and rejected completely. And this weekly is doing something like this. Until that weekly candle is turning bullish, it's telling me that volume from New York session can take over on the previous daily high, which is a monster rejection to the left-hand side. So I'm not bothered to trade from basically from the 80 area, from the 85 area, just for a small move, you know, to the 90. I know this 90, remember from previous breakdowns right here, this area right here is your key level. Not having a candle closing above the 90, I'm not allowed to trade that $10 to the 1900s overall. Yes. That candle right there is just, you know, plain and simple doing something like this, reverse. Yeah, I went to the 90 and then start doing something like this. The moment that candle is doing something like this, I know that candle can easily do something like this. Overall, I don't care if that candle doesn't go all the way down, and that candle, instead of doing that, just closing, for example, like this, like I told you before, we were trading basically at the 80, from the 80, 85, and that candle can easily close at the 80. Now that candle is telling me one thing, is closing below previous areas of rejection. So in the lower time frames, I need to pay attention what is happening. When the news are coming in play. What is the main thing in here? Well, looking for the 15-minute candles here. This area right here is your max rejection, previous rejections in here. My risk reward is not worth it to consider something that is closing bullish outside this area, let's say outside this area with the news, just plain and simple going for 10 pips, 20 pips. No, because instead of that, I can risk 50 pips, 30 pips in here, and I will have plenty of time selling the tops, looking for this specific move, because I am, okay, I love you too, babe, bye. Sorry. So it's going overall downtown. I'm not interested to counter trend myself a weekly candle. This is the only date for the weekly to decide if it's going to turn bearish or bullish. My bias is bearish. The 4-hour candle from London is bullish. So it's a little bit trickier than any other day. But the main idea here, Jai, is that we rejected heavily from the previous daily. And this was just plain and simple pullback to previous areas of rejections. You know, that's pretty much it.
Yes, but okay, so after you make the analysis of the weekly and you think, okay, the weekly is respecting the week of the last week, so I'm going to drop my line here and I'm going to see going to happen. Then is that why in the daily has been respecting that high? That's why you were respecting expecting always the sell.
Yes. As long I don't have, I mean, like I said, there's going to be days that I'm wrong in the analysis. I may be wrong. I'm a human, no? I may have a bad night. I didn't sleep at all. I was drinking, whatever you were. I may have, you know, some sort of stomach problems. It may happen. It may happen that you're not feeling 100% to trade. If you're not feeling 100% to trade, let's be honest and say, man, I don't feel good. You know, my analysis today don't play out because I don't see the things that may happen. But I'll be honest with you. Now, if I'm telling you that I'm not interested buying the news or buying something that is not giving me a consistent move, like a wick that I can aim. For example, if that candle with the news is giving me something like this, that will be the only way that I can try something with that specific candle, like this candle right here, giving me a close maybe like this and leaving a wick something like this. If I'm planning, I will wait a little bit, a small pullback, and the moment that candle is breaking, I know that the wick fill may happen, and there's a huge chance for that candle give me another wick fill. So entering maybe here, maybe entering here will give me an option having a stop loss below this area, aiming for a 1-to-1 at least. But I do have a wick fill to work on. This candle didn't give me a wick. This candle didn't give me a wick to fill. So at that point, I need to be, really picky. I know that the rejections are happening from previous areas of contention, like the 87. Remember the target that I told I told Michael, it was the 87. You may get lucky that New York session. This was supposed to do the job in here. This candle, taking that breather, and what we need after a heavy candle like this, we need another candle that can take over this volume. Now this candle closing bearish, I'm like, is not, in my opinion, is not worth it for me taking that break above that candle right there, using something like this, when I know that my risk reward is not worth it to previous areas of rejection, to the 87, to the 88. Price got anybody who trade today, a retail trader looking for that specific buy on gold, got lucky that price moved like 50 pips from this area to this area. Now my job is looking what may happen at previous areas of rejections, like this one right here. If I don't have a body of a candle closing above the key level first, or at least closing above these previous rejections, I don't have any business. And that candle right there didn't give me that close. If this candle is giving me a bullish close above this area, not even above the 90, maybe 1888, something like that, but giving me a bullish close, then I can consider that a specific candle. For example, if that candle, for future reference, if you have a candle that maybe, let me zoom in a little bit more in here. 1 second, because I want you to pay attention here.
Yes.
Yeah, in this candle, if that candle right there, instead of giving me that bearish close, is giving me something like this, for example, then I will consider that candle as a possible continuation. I will enter with the stop loss here, and I know that max pullback can be anywhere here, because I have maybe a structure in the 1 minute, whatever, and that candle can take over toward this area right here. The moment that candle is taking a breather and the body of the candle closing above the 90, I will bring my stop loss somewhere here from this area. Now I'll be basically a break even, and at that point I'm aiming for a $5 move to the 95 in this area right here. That will be the only way to consider myself that continuation. But if I'm not having that bullish close above the previous rejection, no, I'm failing as a trader if I start chasing those moves like a dummy. No, my job is waiting for price action, give me confirmation, giving me the best entries possible, and plain and simple, these candles right here started to give the idea. This candle right here, the moment that candle was trying to break that above that area, and this candle is respecting the high, breaking the low, go for it. I think Fadi took entries somewhere here. It's kind of, yeah, go ahead.
Kerwin, example, the news must have a lot of volume to pass that 80, 85, 80, 18.
1887.
Yes, 1887. So after some candle of 15 minute, 5 minute close above there, maybe we could look for buys.
Yeah.
But the volume of the news wasn't enough, so you keep your thoughts to go inside. That's right?
Yeah. I knew that at some point the volume from the news will be kind of a small volume, nothing crazy, based on the rejection we have from yesterday. Why going to retest that whole, if it's going up, why going to retest that whole rejection? No, if somebody was clever enough and took positions here, then this area right here, most likely we're not gonna see that area for, I will say, for a couple of weeks right now. I'm not saying that may not happen. All depends whatever price action gives you. But based on higher time frames here, that weekly candle potential to close below that previous resistant structure, below this previous resistant structure. So this area right here is potential. I may be wrong in any fundamental. Somebody somebody died today. Any president will die. I don't have any business planning for something that is not the market is not telling me no. This weekly candle is closing below this previous area. It's a matter of time until that candle, or not only this one, but any other weekly candle closing below this previous reaction and is going to retest the 1800s overall. But I don't have that information yet. I do have information from recent transactions here. This is the liquidity from FOMC, and this is the one that I need to pay attention. How price next week will behave in this area overall.
Muchas gracias, Kerwin.
De nada, Jai. Es un placer.
Oye, si esta duda fue dura.
Sí, puede tomar tiempo, va a tomar tiempo, pero te va a llegar, como decimos, como la rocola. Cuando le cae la monedita adentro y empieza a sonar, así te va a pasar. Llega un momento en que tú has visto los movimientos, siempre lo mismo, y dices, no, yo esto no lo confío. Esto no me da buena espina, o a no ser que yo vea algo saliendo de estas reyecciones previas, no voy a tratar nada. O sea, prefiero sentarme en las manos y que el día se vaya y no hacer ni un solo trade en lugar de estar alimentando el mercado.
Kerwin, yo soy nueva realmente bueno, contigo es que estoy afirmando lo que he estado estudiando, pero yo te voy a hacer que cuando haya noticia, no sé, lo diga más a menudo para ver si no me quiero perder ninguna noticia, porque me encanta trainear por ahí para saber cómo va el mercado. Es una cosa.
Ok, suena bien.
Gracias, Kerwin.
De nada.
Buenos días.
De nada.
Kerwin, lo mismo.
Lo mismo. You speak Spanish now. Lo mismo.
Bro, we'll have some Spanish teaching classes.
Yeah. Wow.
It will be more interesting. And bro, this is actually I'm holding my trades since 1889, and just now I secured all the positions.
Oh, you closed it all?
I closed here now 1876.
Here is when things get interesting though. This is the opening of the hourly. Now this is your range to trade. Price breaking this low, now it's going downtown. No, don't do it. I mean, don't try more trades, because if you already closed your position,
I'm done for the
just
day.
Just for fun, whatever. But don't do it. I mean, it was matter of time waiting for that pullback right there on the hourly. That hourly didn't much of a pullback though, so it was worth it. Was worth it to hold it. Yeah.
But to be honest, bro, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get further downside, because of 73 is a strong area, bro.
Yeah.
And NYC coming in play could give you whipsaws again, becoming John Wick at that area.
Yeah, I wanted the 73 because it's the bottom of this range. So I know that price can retest that 73 and reject again and start trading in this specific range right here overall, right? This is the range to the 80 right there. It's 70 pip range right there. But I think overall later today NY may reject these lows, go back, retest this area, and as long price stays below that 80, we have a good understanding for market opening next week. That 80 needs to hold pretty strong for a possible continuation again to the 1850s. Yeah.
All right, guys, I think I'm done for the day. You all have a good weekend.
Take care, brother. Enjoy, man.
week.
Yeah, it's been an amazing week.
Take care, bro.
Take care,
Talk to you in the chats, guys.
Yeah, man.
Kerwin.
Yeah.
Hey, brother.
Who's first? Who's gonna pay the first $5? Yeah, go ahead, bro. No, go ahead.
Okay, for the ones who are still running positions, Where do you suggest to put the stop loss?
Okay, where is
Just in
your
case.
entry?
It was at 1883.
1883. Okay, okay. Now your stop loss. And now, have you secured most of your position?
Like 70%.
Beautiful. Then now you can easily have your stop loss somewhere here, at least 20 pips in profits. If price goes back to retest this previous rejection area, this little tiny thingy, this is the area that price can pull back the most, no more than this. So if you want to hold it, if you want to risk it, well, not risk it because you already secure most of your position. But if you wanna hold that position, price mandatory, doesn't matter what happened in the market today, will need to stay below this previous rejection right here for an overall picture to the downside. Something that I don't like currently is that we still respecting the low from London session. This low is the one that I wanted to retest with the 4-hour candle with the news, and leaving that low is giving me a spare change all the way down to this area right here. But if we're still respecting that London candle, you know, this may range for the rest of the session. But like I said, you need basically price staying below this previous week right here.
Nice.
So to be safe, little bit above that 80 overall, like the
Okay.
1881, I will say. Yeah, and hold it. I mean, you'd be surprised if overall the rest of the session NYSE start pulling some sort of like you know, some more moves to the downside.
Yeah, thank you. The stuff is that I don't get used to hold positions that long.
Yeah.
But it's nice.
It feels good, right?
Yeah, like yesterday, yo también quiero vivir el sueño, señor Don Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Claro.
Thank you.
You're welcome, brother. Take care.
Hey, Kerwin.
Yes, sir. Oh, happy
Hey, my
Cinco de
brother.
Mayo, Luis.
Yes. Hey, Kerwin, thank
We
you one
don't
more time.
celebrate this in Mexico, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's time for me to celebrate then. Because, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Hey, Kerwin, your analysis played out beautifully. One more time. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, brother. It's a pleasure, man.
I confess I jumped the gun a little bit. I entered on the 1 minute chart and had to manage it, but I trusted your analysis, went for it on the 5 minute one more time, and it played out just fine. Thank
Beautiful,
you.
man. Beautiful.
Thank
No problem,
you.
brother. It's a
Thank
pleasure.
you, King.
Pan
Beautiful.
comido.
Yes, that's
Pan
it.
comido.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is this Don
Oh,
Julio, Kerwin? Don Julio shot in the morning like that?
Oh, brother.
Don Julio
Oh, that's it.
Where are the
1922.
tomahawks, Kerwin?
Cheers for a
1922.
beautiful week of trading.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Hey, Kerwin,
My
have
coffee.
you tried mezcal?
Mezcal? No,
Yeah.
brother, no.
You
No, I
must.
haven't tried it. Which one
You
you
must try
like?
mezcal. If you like tequila, mezcal is better, way better.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What you have there from, do you have any mezcal there?
Yes.
Yeah.
My own brand.
No way. No, mom. No, for real, bro?
Yeah.
Wow, man. Congratulations, brother. You need
Thank
to
you.
send some over. Just let me know.
Yes.
No,
of
just let me know
course.
how can I get it. I can send you the PayPal and you can ship over.
Yes,
I
I
think
can
you
send
can
it to you
import.
over.
Okay. Sounds good, brother.
You will like it more than tequila, bro.
Good, brother. Good. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. So really nice
Dale,
kick
yo
for the
tenía
morning.
eso, Kerwin.
So the weekend already started for
Yes.
Kerwin.
I started
Kevin.
last night.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's one bottle already shipped to your address. It is
Oh.
already done 2 days back.
Oh man.
Wait for that. You will never give that bottle to anyone.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Wow.
Even after, yeah, you will never give that bottle to anyone.
Beautiful.
It is already shipped 2 days back.
Oh.
Bro, it's not desi, right?
No. Bro, I'm Desi.
What is Desi? Desi is a lie?
No, desi
No,
means,
Indians are
local.
called Desi.
Local. Local.
Local Indian, no?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not Desi.
Okay. Thanks. I need to learn some
Kevin, I
of
have a
the.
question.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just wanted to know regarding the G drive. Right? Are we having the kind of videos which we had in the other group? You know,
Not really, not really. I do have the ones that I had in my PC, but I'll be adding little by little. I'll be adding more videos to the G drive. I do have the refresher part 2 from the other group that I was working with Monty, but at this point, let's be honest. I'm not sure what is the terms that that I ended with Monty. Is he's mad at me? You know, in total honesty, all I did was move my way out because I wanted to help the most people I can. See, this group, and thank God, you know, inshallah, this group has been only 2-3 weeks, and we are already almost 300 members here.
Thank you for having us.
In that group was like I would say like 500, 400, something like that. When I started, that group was only 27 trading during New York session, and we started to gradually increase the numbers, you know, 50, 70, 80, hundreds. But then it came to the point that some members were taken out from the group. A specific reason, I don't know. I don't have it. I don't need to ask something that I don't need to know. In total honesty, the less I know, the better for me. But I do know that people were messaging me saying, oh, Monty took me out. He kicked me out from the group. And, you know, and I had, man, a long list in my DMs on Instagram saying, man, can you open your group? Can you stream on YouTube? Can you do this? Can you do that? You know, I applied for Monty's group, and now I'm not getting response. It's been more than a week. Most likely, some of the ones who are listening right now, they experienced that specific situation with that group, right? So let me stop recording.